Alrighty, guys, so we have a little bit of an evening upload, which may surprise some of you, and the reason we're here, we're back on UFL. We posted 2 videos on UFL. They had their final open beta this weekend, and we have some very interesting news tonight. UFL is releasing this September. I know, I can't really believe that. I'm, like, really surprised by that, but UFL is releasing this September, guys. They just announced it today, so we're going to break that down. We're going to talk a little bit about it in just a little chill video this evening. We have 2 videos on the weekend that we played the remaining of the UFL beta, and I'm going to go through with some of you guys, talk about some of that. I put out a real video that was like a message to the devs, but this video is just going to be a little bit more informational. This is the first real football game / competition we have had to FC. I mean, eFootball has been there. They really haven't changed too much with their game modes, which I think hasn't really helped them, and I think their UI needs to be updated. I always say that out loud. I even did something with eFootball over the weekend, and I will continue to say that publicly, though. I believe they need to update that stuff. That game has potential in terms of a football feel. UFL is very interesting because they've dropped a beta 2 months ago. They dropped another one just over the weekend, and yeah, we're gonna break it down a little bit. They officially put out a little tweet video, which I'm gonna show you guys. I don't want to watch the audio because usually that will copyright me. So obviously Cristiano Ronaldo, if you guys don't know anything about this game, Ronaldo invested 40 million into this game. It is made by Strikers Incorporated. They had an open beta originally, and then they had a second beta. I felt like this recent beta, the left stick dribbling was a little bit better, but overall in terms of like glitchiness and stuff like that, I went more in depth about it on my recent open beta video. I didn't feel like there was that large of an improvement between the first and the second beta. So that one I wasn't thoroughly impressed with. And I will say this, playing the beta, I did nothing but win games. Overall, what I will say UFL has done very well is that there is a very large skill gap. When you play that game, the refreshing part about playing UFL, I will say this just as somebody who, enjoys to play this type of game, football games, there is no real correlation to your FIFA FC ability and UFL, which is a good thing. A lot of people keep commenting that it's too similar to FC. I really disagree with you, and I think there's parts that they've tried to go from FIFA, the simplicity of the same controls, some of the similar cutbacks and glitchy stuff. At the end of the day, that's not necessarily a bad thing. The number one thing that is good about this game, if you haven't played the beta, if you don't know, it was free to download. The number one best positive part of this game is that the defending is very manual. It rewards you for making the right decisions. And if you don't play or switch manually, you will get punished. And there's a huge learning curve with that. Definitely a huge learning curve. A couple things just to talk about with UFL that is going to interest me with their September 12th release, which is going to be in just over a month. That's crazy. So they're dropping September 12th. The new FIFA starts on the 20th. You can get the early access with the pre-order. So it's about a week before the new UFL will come out, which is a huge release. So I'm very excited for this because, look, this is going to be, a week before the new FIFA. Is going to be a brand new game to go ahead and grind, which is definitely, in my opinion, really exciting. So I'm definitely really hyped for this, hyped for the new. I don't know if I'm hyped for the new FC. We'll see. I want EA to really, surprise me. I haven't been that excited for the new FIFAs in the last 2 years or so. So look, this is going to be a free game. They're just going to release on console, and that's it so far. So Xbox and PS5, not even old gen. So it's going to be only new gen, and it should be free to download. It's going to be very interesting to see some of the changes they made because not only did I still have some criticism of gameplay, which we could say that same situation to EA, the other criticism I had is that the game only has one mode. So hopefully they are locked in on releasing different modes. This was hopefully just their way of beta testing. That is what I am praying for, that this game was just released over these betas to test out the gameplay, which is as it should be, and that when this game is fully out, there will be other things other than just that ranked mode, right? That's going to be very important, that it's not just the ranked mode. And obviously on the betas, they give you crazy teams. They won't be doing that in the real game. It's going to be a lot harder to get these cards, which is a good thing. So will we have co-op in this game? Will we have, some sort of casual mode? Will we have how do the objectives in the season work? How does the, weekend league mode, is there going to be something like that? I mean, for me, I'm at the point now where that's one of the greatest things EA have done. Weekend league is essential. If any of these games want to compete, they need to find a mode that has a limit of games, because it's great for the overall community to want to grind something like that. There needs to be a little bit more of a balance with that in FC, but I think Weekend League is something that, they don't have to call it Weekend League, but something that's a mode that has a certain amount of games, I think would be good to have. So my question mark with UFL, right? Are they going to add more modes, or is it just going to be the ranked mode? If it's just the ranked mode, it's not going to survive long term. It's not going to be able to. It's not going to be enough because obviously, long term, all these companies, it's going to be impossible to compete with FC because FC has the SBC addiction for everybody, the login thing, the menus thing, right? These companies are not going to be able to do that. But what they can do is try to rival with the gameplay purists, right? That's what they need to do. And they need to figure out good balance with modes. Look, UFL might have had that situation. A lot of you guys watching this video may have felt that UFL is not ready to release yet. I'm one of those people. I think it's still far away. I think they have many good situations, but what I'm worried about with this game is that they release too early, people don't like it, they don't play it, it's done, right? People won't give it another chance. What we may not all be aware of here is that there may be deadlines. They may have been on a deadline to release this. This game was already delayed a year, so they may have to get it out. It's going to be free, which means they're going to be able to make updates. And look, at the end of the day, we should support these guys. As I say, we need to support them, all right? They're joining into a very hard to succeed community. And let's hope that they deliver us a really good product. Look, I think the skins, the customization is really nice. I liked a lot about this game. I think the skins are awesome. If you guys are watching the video, you don't know how the skins work. Basically you add a skin to a player, you can get, a certain bonus with like a weak foot or something like that. It does make a little pay to win, but you get more like experience and stuff, which I just like. I think it's cool to obtain these, and there's a way to obtain them for free, which is winning in the ranked mode. Overall, I was even facing people that were like 40-10. And I was cooking them, and I feel like this game has a really high skill gap, which I personally like. I want them to polish up the overall feel of the game. And look, we're going to talk more in that other video. If you guys want to watch, it'll be linked down below about what really I think they need to fix. What I've seen the devs say on Twitter is that they're really going to work on the fluidity of the passing leading up to the launch. And so, look, this is coming out September 12th, bro. This is crazy. This is going to be in 1 month. This is going to be the first, competitive football game to release. And look, it's not on PC, which is going to annoy a lot of people. So what we see here is that it's official. Mark the date. Play UFL starting September 12th on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Get UFL pre-order bundles now for exclusive benefits and up to 7 days early access. So that's how UFL is planning on making some money. What I want to see here is that, so basically UFL, what they're going to do is they're going to charge $15 if you guys want. You can play the game 7 days early. You can play it on the 5th. So literally this game, if you want to play this game 7 days early, you can play this on the 5th. It's funny that it says UFL free to play and then it's $15. I don't think anyone really needs to be taking a hit at these companies for like trying to make money. Guys, at the end of the day, the entitlement of thinking that these games should be like fully free. These guys work really hard. This game has been working on for 7 years. Look, it's the same thing with Fortnite. I know that game is free, but then you spend money on the battle pass, right? So early access of 7 days, 15 days, $15, I don't think it's out of this world. If they're trying to make some money, you will get 20,000 in-game currency. That's not RP, so that's just in-game currency. And look, they're still working on, a lot of this game. It says UFL is a free-to-play football video game that features real footballers with a rich meta game. UFL offers tons of unique content, skill-based gameplay, realistic club management. So the question mark with UFL, right? A lot of people were responding saying it's not nearly ready. You're going to have a bad reputation. Look, I think what they want to do here is they want to release it so that everyone can play it. Everyone can continue to give, feedback and stuff. Look, I will be grinding this game like crazy. But I'm also realistic with this game, and I know that it is a little far away from being released. And the problem with the game is that, even we went from the first to the second beta. The first beta, we asked for a lot. I felt like they did a little bit. The left stick, the sprinting was better. The keepers got God tier in the second beta, right? And there was also some newer issues that started happening in the second beta. I would just say, though, overall, I liked a lot from the second beta and the first beta how the interceptions were very manual. You do get the ball back a lot when you are on defense and you read it correctly. It plays a lot more like old school FIFA because there's no like cancel button. There's not all these skill cancels, which I think I've been a little critical of. But once you learn how to get past that, I think overall you kind of start to adjust and you get used to it, which is good. Because this whole, like, we're playing on FIFA nowadays, and to be good at the game, you have to McGeady cancel here, and you have to skill cancel here. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't think that's overall, like, great. I don't think it's a football way to play. And just overall, the old school feeling of this game is that the The old school feeling really is that you have a lot more space, which is just great to see and great to have. And at the end of the day, it's a great competitor to have that we have somebody else joining into this community. The one positive as well with this game that I personally really like is that the player licenses are all there. That's really important, right? If they want to drop certain cards, if they want to drop, I don't know how they'll work objectives. If they'll put a special card, they put like a Ronaldo or something in a certain objective, you got to do this to get the card. We'll have to see. There's going to be a lot to unpack with this game once we get there. The overall feeling I have is that, yes, there's a huge skill gap. It is fun to play. I'll give them that. What they need to figure out in this game is, can they keep adapting and learning what the community is telling them with feedback, and can they add these other modes that people want to play? We have been drained on FIFA for years with the same exact game modes, the same ones, right? So can they add some more unique modes for people to grind that are worthwhile grinding? And if they're not, can they add some modes that are fun to play, give you something out of it to play? I think a huge opportunity for a lot of these games is going to be, can these games find a way to include playing with your friends a little bit better? EA's adding Rush next year. None of these football games that are out there have really managed to really master how to add a mode that's going to get people doing collabs and people going crazy like that other games have. FORTNITE, Call of Duty, these guys all jump on, play with their friends. It's easy to do. We don't have that in the football community. So will that be available? Let's see. And $15 to play 7 days early. Other than that, it's going to be free to play. It will come out 8 days before the new FIFA. Look, I'm not going to sit here and be overcritical because I did talk about a lot in this video, but I feel like overall this game is not ready to be released yet. There needs to be more changes, but I understand from the business and the company side of things, they may have a deadline. Again, they were delayed from COVID. They were already delayed a year or two, and then, they've dropped 2 betas very quickly, which I think this second beta coming out so closely was a sign that these guys were getting closer to release. Just my feeling, but I think a lot of people would agree with where it's at. And we all, at the end of the day, we want to see UFL succeed. But there's a lot of, you can even see from watching the screen, there's a lot of like glitchiness, right? Where the players are stuttering and kind of lagging. So we want to make sure that stuff gets resolved. I think at the end of the day, everybody wants the best for UFL. We want this game to compete. Even just some of the comments here on Twitter, people saying that's too early. Your latest beta still looked and felt unfinished. Something new to play in September, which I agree with. That's got to be a glitch. That's quick. Remember that it's better to release a product that is ready rather than something people will criticize a lot and abandon, which that's spot on where my head is at with this. I don't recommend launching in this date. Plus, it's very close to the largest competitor. Would give it another month or so, which is fair. So, guys, wishing UFL the best. Obviously, I will be grinding it. I will be playing it early. I'm going to pre-order it probably tonight. I haven't even pre-ordered the new FC yet, which I need to do. What do you guys think about this news? And that's really it. I'll link the other UFL video down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.